Hey guys, my name is crZym and we are back with another attachment guide for the L85A2. Now this weapon has been changed in the last patch, not much but a little bit. And a few facts about the weapon: it is rather slow firing, but has a decent accuracy and it is a bullpup design, meaning that you have a hipfire bonus. So having that said, let's take a look at the first pattern. The naked L85A2. As we can see, the hipfire is alright, it's pretty good for an assault rifle, and the accuracy of a long range is quite nice. There's a little bit of randomization in there since the recoil to the left and to the right is exactly the same at 0.28, so sometimes it's not predictable, but overall it's pretty stable. So if you put a foregrip on it, the hipfire accuracy gets better, actually quite nice, but you don't really want to go for that since it's a slow firing weapon, meaning that you have a longer time to kill. And as you see on the longer ranges, it doesn't benefit at all, it just makes it more random, adds more deviation. And so you see already the second bullet is off, the third bullet is off on the 10 meters, and so you don't want to use that. Where this gun really shines is if you put a heavy barrel on it. True, the hipfire gets worse and it gets really not that usable anymore in the hipfire section, but when we look at the three first bullets on the 4 meters and 10 meters, it's exactly the same. This means that you're gonna be able to hit a 3-round burst at various ranges quite easily. So that's what I use. No foregrip, heavy barrel, works as a charm. And you could put a foregrip on there, giving you a little bit more hipfire accuracy, but we see on the longer ranges it gets a little bit more random. The third bullet is already off, so this doesn't benefit on long ranges, but it gives you a little bit more hipfire accuracy, and that's maybe a little bit a part of a compromise if you're using it in a more shorter range environment. We could also put the suppressor on there, and the thing is, a suppressor without a foregrip is just messy in this case. Like, hipfire accuracy is really bad. The 4 meter ADS is alright, but at a little bit of longer range it's really horrible. So if I use suppressor, I use it with a foregrip. You see the 10 meter ADS is like the first 3 bullets are in kind of a line. It's not really predictable, but it helps a little bit, and the hipfire is a little bit better, but only slightly. And it might not seem really effective, the suppressor on this weapon, and it's really slow killing in a way, but I found it to be somewhat a nice combination. So try it out and see what it does for you. The next thing we got is a laser pointer. And generally this is not a bad idea since a bullpup has a good hipfire accuracy. But again, the slow fire rate really hinders it from being a killer in that section. So even if you got better hipfire accuracy, it won't do much for you, and the foregrip is the same like the other guns. It's not really helping at all. So laser sight, foregrip, not really helpful. Last thing we got is the flash suppressor, and yet again not really what you want to go for since hipfire accuracy is just as bad as the normal suppressor and everything else in the range. So if you want to use it, I suggest using a foregrip to it, but it really adds a lot of deviation. It's very random, unpredictable, and not my advice. So my best two combinations would be, as I said, no foregrip heavy barrel or foregrip suppressor. So let's talk about the gun a little bit more in general. A quick note on the gameplay: this was a 64-man meatgrinder style, no canals, team deathmatch server, and so I'm not camping on a crane for everyone wondering. I'm just protecting my ass from getting shot down there, and it was a little bit of fun seeing all these people bunch up down there, and sometimes you can just mow them all down at once. So, and if you see me using something like foregrip on this weapon or everything, it's just like a little bit of a trial phase. So I recorded this while doing my attachment guide, so don't just think telling you something and I'm using it out of words. No, it was just like I was learning how to use it, and so you might see a foregrip on there sometimes, but as I said, heavy barrel without foregrip, suppressor and foregrip, and so yeah. So let's move on. So where does it stand compared to other assault rifles? It's got the downside is that it's got a lower fire rate of around 650, so it's a little bit lower than an M16A3 or something similar. But your advantage is that it is a bullpup design. This means that you're having better accuracy while strafing and better hipfire accuracy. The aiming down sights accuracy while standing is pretty much on par with other assault rifles. So use that your advantage. If you're getting shot at, don't stand still, move around, and you're gonna have more benefits from your gun. And as well, because of the lower fire rate, the time to kill is higher, so don't try to go into much close quarters. Though the weapon can handle it quite well since it has a better hipfire accuracy, you still might want to stay more, like a little bit more on the outside of the combat and searching for more of the long range engagement. So that's my tip for that one. And as you see on this map, what I also want to talk about is that from the crane to the train section over there, that's pretty much the maximum effective range for me. If there's somebody standing still or prone, you can hit him, but not really a moving target, so that gives you a little bit of idea of the range that the weapon has. As far as sights go, you can use everything like normal Cobra, red dot sights, hollow, but I also felt quite comfortable with the 3.4 since the long range is really where the gun shines at. So yeah, and it might seem a little bit underpowered or not that powerful at first, but if you play around with it, if you get used to the recoil, if you start learning how to burst it, especially with the heavy barrel, it gets quite a bit of fun. So give it some time, play with it and see how good it gets, and for me it really works. It's a fun gun to use. And also with the suppressor, it's not really that powerful anymore, but it's still fun. But I guess there might be other options that are better suppressed. So yeah guys, I hope you liked that one. If you did, leave a thumbs up. If you want to see me do any other weapon, please leave a comment which one you want to see. If you want to see more, subscribe. And I wish you a nice day, and I'll see you next time.